All right, this was Detective Q number 5 for me in the Black Hills of South Dakota, Sturgis at a trial there. We ended up coming in second place. I think 2, maybe 3 dogs queued this one. We got smoked as far as time was concerned. I think the dog that won this ended up doing it like in 6 minutes. We took 11. But
there you go, work. Find it.
All right, anyway, I'll talk my way through this like I know what I'm talking about. I kind of wanted to search the outside first, but he took me right inside, so I thought, all right. And I feel like he's on Odor right here already. So he's tracking something. Drags me right back to the kitchen.
It's either a hide or the grease back here. Yeah. We'll see what.
So behind that garbage can was a bunch of grease from the stove. But interestingly enough, he's still in Odor, and he's air scented there. And he's about to hit source. Got a little information off that table, and boom, it's on this stool.
Alert. Yep. Good boy. All right. The stool's sitting out in the middle of the room.
So that was kind of crazy because I think he caught that from the door, and it took him all the way into the kitchen and back out. So that odor, the odor in here, I remember was doing some crazy stuff, I thought. It was really traveling. It was pretty windy outside this day. It was pretty cool inside this building. You get to see some of my awesome leash handling skills here. Look at that, right there, right over the judge. And that's the end of my awesome leash handling skills. This is where I decide to disconnect him. Oh, so elegantly I did it too. Look at this. Poor dog.
Okay.
Got to give him credit. He's just getting right in there.
Alert. Yep. Good boy. Little spinny wheel thing. Oh, it's a table on its side. Okay. All right, let's keep looking.
So he was tracking Odor in that big mess. You know, there's the easy way and there's the hard way. I guess he chose the hard way. One of the things I'm working on is being better at covering my spaces. One of the things we're working on as a team is getting into corners. So he went in there and didn't really hit the corners as well as I'd liked. So I will come back to that space at some point. That was in my mind at the time. This was another interesting little study in what Odor's doing. I thought for sure we were going to have something on the piano. He kept kind of bouncing back to it. I can tell he's sourcing something. He's just having a hard time track down exactly where it is.
He's getting it off the piano. Alert. Good boy. The rebel yell. All right, let's keep looking.
So at that point, he was sourcing for so long, I was trying to figure out what could be going on here. Like, what is he telling me where Odor could be? But luckily, he figured it out before I had to figure it out.
Alert. Yes. Good boy. In the cabinet. First one. All right, let's keep looking.
Probably would have liked to have him back in that corner a little bit more. This was a couple weeks ago. I think I take him back here one last time at the very end because I just didn't feel as though we checked that area as completely as we should have, especially given there was another hide there. So thought there was going to be something there. I don't know if that's Odor from that cabinet coming back or if it's from that chair. But we spent a lot of time here kind of checking things out, didn't we? That's a look. He's asking me a question.
Green.
And I thought he trotted right in here really quick. So obviously the line to this hide, because there's a hide in this cabinet. This was kind of crazy, I thought.
Alert. Good boy.
Wasn't in the cabinet, but I mean, look at that. He caught that all the way over here.
To the green.
So we must have had some converging odor on this piano from the chair and that thing, maybe? I don't know. This is the stuff I'm trying to learn, but he definitely went in there with purpose. So there's a pretty clear line of source.
Alert. Good boy. All right, you're doing so great. Let's keep looking. Let's find more.
He did a great job of remembering that was a found hide and moving on. I'm so proud of him right there. That was awesome. We've been working on that a lot. He doesn't always get it, but again, I'm working on getting back into corners. I mean, we fussed around that hide and he didn't re-alert on it. Good boy. All right, so my thought here was we already went down that row on the right-hand side, so I thought we should probably hit this middle row. So I was trying to get him to go down there. He's tracking back onto that stool, I think. Oh, yeah, this confused me in the time. I thought, oh, we might have a hide on one of these stools here. Because he was kind of interested in those. And I was afraid he's going to knock those over and scare. So now at this point, I'm like, huh, there could be something up there. And did that distract him enough?
You got that. Good boy. Let's check here.
So what I'm doing there is I'm just trying to have him just double check this area in case there is something on there. And he pretty quickly tells me there's not. But just checking around it, seeing if there's any line back to that source, if there is a source there. But I think it was off this stool that he was getting. So we burn a little time here, but...
All right, come on.
He goes flat when he's not, like, doesn't have any new hides. So he kind of went flat there, you could tell.
Come on.
We really never checked that bar area. Of course, there's a toy there, so I know that there's probably not a hide there. And I don't know if that's what he's interested in right there. Just trying to get him in the corners. That's part of our goal right now. That's what covering our space means, is getting into all the corners. All right, in my mind at this point, I'm like, all right, we haven't found anything inside for a bit, so let's get outside. Part of this is just to continue the search, but also part of this is just morale, keeping my dog's morale up and his hunt drive up. Sometimes he gets a little bored, but he's doing really good right here. He's definitely on something. His head's looking back and forth, catching the edge of that plume. Odor is underneath there, and source.
Alert. Yes. Good boy. That was sneaky. That was sneaky. All right, let's keep looking. What's that?
He found?
He sure did. Let's try downwind one more time.
Yep, so the wind was at my back right here, so I wanted to get him downwind at the very downwind end of the search area just one more time, just in case there's something else lingering out here. And I'm glad I did, because boom, look at that. Definite change in direction, and there's a hide under that garbage can.
Alert.
Yes.
Good boy. Good boy, you're doing so good. Let's keep looking.
What are we at for time here? One of the other things I'm trying to do is in spaces where there's multiple hides, giving him an opportunity to suss out whether there might be a third, or there's some close ones, or some triangles, or some tricky stuff.
Straight down this edge.
So we go back downwind again, and I just want to put them along the edge of this building in case there's something hidden there, although I didn't execute that very well.
Let's keep looking. You're doing so good. Let's keep looking. Okay.
Yeah, I should have got him down the edge of that building a little bit more.
I sure did. That was fun, huh?
I stepped on the
All right,
distraction.
where haven't we been? We kind of already went back there. Can we check over here? What do you think over here? What about right here? Clear that threshold. Yeah, okay. Let's see. He showed some activity over here. Let's take a trip down the bar. Let's take a trip down the bar. You're getting something over here, even. I don't know if it was that toy. Go in. There we go. Is that leading back to that chair? I guess it is. You got that. Good boy. Good boy. I feel like we checked back here. Let's give it a quick little once over. Make sure we don't have any other hides back here. Yeah, you got that. Good boy. Good boy. We've been along that area, I think. Finish.
Yes.
Yeah! Woo! Good boy! Good boy! Oh, you did so good!
All right. So anyway, successful, a little slow, but that was my detective run. I hope maybe it was useful to you, and thanks for watching.